A gracious good day to one and all once again. 'Tis I, Norton the First, by grace of God, Emperor of the United States and Protector of Mexico, back at you again. This is episode 50 of Emperor Norton's Fantastic History Vlog. We'll talk about that in a moment. Today is May 21st, 2020, and this is our 67th day of shelter in place here in the Empire. So this is a very special occasion, episode 50. We never thought that we began this whole vlog that it would be going on this long. Let's talk a little bit about how it got started. So as some of you may know, we earn our living by being a tour guide these days, both on our own and also for a bus company. We were laid off from the bus company on March 13. A couple days later, the tours started canceling. Then we got the shelter-in-place order on March 15. And we spent a couple of days just sitting around feeling sorry for ourselves, wondering what we were going to do to bide the time and be productive. We are not one to just sit around. So that's when we came up with the idea for this vlog. Originally, it was just a message to the Empire, and we'll take a look at that in just one moment, but it grew into a daily history vlog. We'll cover that in a moment too. So let's take a short look at the first episode here. Very different from how things look now. We've made a number of technical advances. Things have definitely gotten better audio, better video, etc. So let's take a look at that one right now. And we felt that in these troubling times, we need to come before you today to share some thoughts and some wisdom on how to cope with the coronavirus pandemic. A little primitive, but not bad considering. So now let's move on to the episode 6, April 1st. That's when we started doing the format that you are perhaps more familiar with if you're a regular viewer of doing this date in history. And we would like to thank, once again, John Ralston, his wonderful book, This Date in San Francisco, which has helped us out tremendously. And of course, we don't just cover San Francisco, we also cover what happened, births, date, deaths, that particular date. So let's take a little bit of a look at that one now. And we're going to focus mostly on San Francisco history from here out. And a wonderful resource for that, if you're all interested, bummer, be quiet, I'm broadcasting, is this wonderful book by John Ralston called This Date in San Francisco. And so today is April 1st. We are missing our beloved St. Stupid's Day parade, but so be it. And today, on April 1st, 1956, Giovanni Giotta opens Cafe Trieste at Vallejo and Grant. Moving on, we come to episode number 9 on April 4th, and that was our first weekend special. You know, we do this vlog basically Monday through Friday, and then depending upon what's happening over the weekend, we do a special episode on either Saturday or Sunday with the Countess Lola Montez of Lansfeld, who of course always has a fine sense of humor, a little bit of a bawdy presentation, and always graces us with a song. So let's take a look at that first one now.
The front page story of a paper is bound to make you sad, especially if you're the worrying sort. So turn the front page over to where the news is not so bad. There's consolation in the weather report. It's a lovely day tomorrow. Oh, tomorrow is a lovely day. Come and feast your eyes on the clear blue skies. Tomorrow is a lovely day. Oh, if today your heart is troubled and every little thing turns gray, just forget your troubles and learn to say, tomorrow is a lovely day. Just forget your troubles and learn to save. Tomorrow is a lovely, lovely day. Ever in service and gratitude. Thank you so much.
Bravo, Countess. And of course, we'll have another one this Saturday as well, the special surprise from the Countess, as we always do. A lot of events have been canceled in our fair city due to the COVID-19 pandemic. And this has been very disappointing for those of us who like to go to them. And of course, the first big one was canceling the earthquake commemoration on April 18, as we've done every year since the 1920s, gathering at Lotta's Fountain at 5 a.m. to commemorate the great San Francisco earthquake and fire. Well, we were not about to let that moment pass. So ourselves, the royal we, as well as many of our loyal subjects, joined us that morning for a live vlog and a small commemoration of the great earthquake and fire. Let's take a little bit of a look at that one right now. And hopefully next year we'll be back at Lotta's Fountain.
Well, good morning, and it is very early morning, one and all. Starting just a minute early. There's nobody who's tuned in yet. For those of you watching on tape delay, I'm not sure what to call that. This is Emperor Norton's Fantastic History Vlog, number 21, I believe it is, or 20, check below. It's early, folks, because today is, of course, the 114th anniversary of the great San Francisco earthquake and fire. Normally, on this day, there would be a crowd of about 200 of us gathering at Lotta's Fountain on Market Street. There's a little photograph of it. Been there since 1875. Gift to the people of San Francisco from Lotta Crabtree, a popular performer of that era. Chose as the spot to have the annual commemoration because it was one of the only structures, left intact downtown after the great earthquake and fire. And people looking for lost loved ones would place notes upon it. So normally we're there every year, as we have been since the 1920s when the commemorations started, but we're not able to this year because, of course, of the COVID-19 pandemic. We are all ordered to shelter in place.
Now let's move on to April 25th and episode 28, a day that was a very special episode, and one of the reasons why we are so proud to live in San Francisco City with such tremendous spirit. Because that was the day at noon that people in the city were encouraged to sing the Tony Bennett song. Well, he didn't write it, but he sang it, made it famous. I Left My Heart in San Francisco, in a big sing-along. And so we joined hundreds, maybe even thousands of other San Franciscans that day from our patio. And let's take a look at that episode right now. It was definitely a special one, although there was a lot of wind that day, wasn't there?
Alrighty. The loveliness of Paris seems somehow sad with rain. The glory that was Rome is of another day. I've been terribly alone and forgotten in Manhattan. I'm going back to my city by the bay.
I left my heart in San Francisco, high on a hill. It calls to me to be where little cable cars climb halfway to the stars. The morning fog may chill the air. I don't care, my love waits there in San Francisco, above the blue and windy sea. When I come home to you, San Francisco, the golden sun will shine for me.
We've had an occasional special guest on this vlog, And on April 28th, episode 30, we welcomed Lionel, the King of the Jungle, made for us by the imperial maker of things and stuff, Grand Duke Aaron Almanza. Let's take a little bit of that one right now as well.
Lionel, King of the Jungle. Now, I'm the Emperor of the United States, but he's the King of the Jungle. That's right, and don't forget it. Hello, everybody. I am Lionel.
It has been our privilege and honor to open the How Weird Festival every year for the last 3 years, but this year, of course, it had to be virtual. So we did a 30-minute special vlog about eccentrics in San Francisco, and that may be expanded into a longer talk and PowerPoint presentation someday. Let's take a look at a little bit of that one right now.
In Houston, Texas in the 1900s, and would appear again in the 1920 census, same hotel, and eventually would be in the city directory in 1923, and was known to be 61 at that time.
As we have said, we have had a number of technical upgrades in the last few weeks. We've gotten better with the camera, better microphone, etc. But it was on May 5th, in episode 36, that we first started vlogging from Studio A, where we are right now. Sometimes we do it from the Imperial Gardens, sometimes from the patio of the Imperial Gardens. Now, on those days that we're able to do the vlog outside, it's because it isn't very windy. It's very windy here in our part of the empire. And so we established Studio A with our lovely background done by Grand Duchess Judy Leff to have a more serene and less distracting setting for our vlog. So let's take a little bit of a look at that one now. A gracious good day to one and all once again. May 10th was Mother's Day, and for episode 40, the Countess and I did a very special episode. Of course, our mother is the Dowager, who will be turning 100 on June 6th, and this is still very confusing to us because we're over 200 years old. But let's take a bit of a look at that one now.
M is for the million things she gave me. O means only that she's growing old. T is for the tears she shed to save me. H is for her heart of purest gold. E is for her eyes with love light shining. R means right, and right she'll always be, always be. Put them all together, they spell mother, a word that means the world to me. M is for the mercy she possesses. O means that I owe her all I own, all I own. T is for her tender, sweet caresses. H is for her hands that made a home, made a home. E means everything she's done to help me. R means real and regular, you see. Regular, you see. Put them all together, they spell mother, a word that means the world to me.
A more recent episode, this was May 19, episode 48, so that was a couple days ago. We did something that we hadn't done before. As some of you may know, we are a member of the ancient and honorable order of E. Clampus Vitus. What say the brethren? And so we thought it would be appropriate, since that was I believe, the birthday of Mr. Guinness, of Guinness Stout, that we would participate in the great clamper quarantine beer chug. And so we chugged a pint of Guinness Stout. Let's take a look at that one. That was a fun episode. Oh, this was the day that Benjamin Guinness, the brewer and, of course, of Guinness Stout. Thank you. Pardon me. Oh, that's good. And so that brings us to today and episode 50. Where is this all going? We're not really sure. It started as a lark. We've continued to do it. We will continue to as long as we are not plying our trade as a tour guide and are under these shelter-in-place orders. We may reach episode 100 for all we know, but we hope you are enjoying it. We would like to see more viewers. We're averaging about 25 to 30 a day, so we would really like to see these vlogs go viral. So tell your friends, share them widely. We started this vlog series with a rather stern lecture on March 19 about the state of the pandemic and how people weren't taking it seriously. And well, most unfortunately, we've only seen that get worse as time goes by. We are highly disappointed that something as serious as a pandemic and great loss of life has become a wedge issue. That people are believing that this is all a hoax. They are believing in miracle cures and things like drinking bleach, putting lights inside of yourself, taking unproven drugs. Please do not do that. Listen to the scientists, listen to the doctors. They are the experts. The politicians are only in it for themselves, and that is why we rise above politics at all times. So just as a little bit of review, let's talk about how the numbers have changed since we began doing this vlog. As of March 19, the world total cumulative cases for COVID-19 stood at 500,000 with deaths of 23,328. As of today, the world has seen 5,138,745 total cases with a total death count of 331,679. Here in the United States of America, March 19, we had 4,777 total cases and total deaths stood at 42. As of today, we stand at 1,601,223 total cases with a total death count of 95,304. We'll probably top 100,000 deaths by the end of the weekend. In California on March 19, we had 883 cases and I believe it was about 30-something deaths. As of today, we stand at 86,227 with 3,501 deaths. Here in San Francisco, March 19, 162 cases, a total death count of 1. And as of today, we stand at 2,198 cases with a total death count of 37. Our sympathy, empathy goes out to those who are sick, to those who have died, as well as their families. This is something we need to hear a lot more of. We are not really hearing about the human toll. What we are hearing about in the news is about people that want to get haircuts, want to go to the mall, want to get their nails done, want to go to the beach. This is foolhardy, my friends. We have not even reached the top of the curve yet, and we stand the chances of making things much, much worse if we relax restrictions too soon. Look at some of the states where the restrictions have been lifted. They are seeing big spikes in their case count and deaths. We do not want to see any more people die. It is simply that. Death is a terrible thing. And we can prevent it. We could have prevented it if we'd taken action far before we did. That has been proven now with statistics, and rely on the statistics. Statistics don't lie unless they've been manipulated, as they have in some of the states that have reopened early. They were not reporting all their deaths and cases. This is a terrible, terrible thing, and will not be tolerated in the empire. That's enough of our lecture today. So, we're back at you tomorrow with episode 51, back to our regular format. We'll be covering the news and events of tomorrow as well in history. And until we meet again, stay safe, stay healthy, stay inside. If you go outside, wear a mask. Don't take unproven cures that don't do anything but kill you. Stay alive. Be kind to one another. That is something else we're seeing way too much of out there. A lot of people being very cruel and not wanting to follow the rules. Someone was just shot this morning because of that. Until we see you again, a gracious good day.